Give it time.
And we got the laptop. All right. All right. Oh, by the way, I meant to, have you, I didn't realize that, well, I'll be all right. Oh, no. Yeah. Hold on. No one's here yet. Hold on. Hold on, people. You're watching this non-live. Just fast forward.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I need more slack. No. All right. Okay. All right. No, I meant to tell you. I didn't realize. First off, the the ongoing romance between Hunter Musgrove and Taps on the Trail. So I didn't realize they went like full in Waymark gear packs.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were light AF people for a long time.
Jump ship.
And then the other thing was
why are we talking about this?
why not? We can talk about anything.
Okay.
It's a live stream. We're not talking about that.
I don't
No, because I was just on Instagram. All right, we'll do the official. All right, welcome back, everybody. A Delta variant special. No, but what I was saying was, first up, well, they were like repping light AF hardcore.
Yeah, and then
So then what happened?
oh no. You know what was interesting too is that we hadn't talked to Chris in a long time, and he DM'd us the other day.
Maybe he misses us.
He was passing through town, driving back from PCT days.
At least, you know who I miss? That's a strong point.
I know. I got to get rid of this. It's only a little bit left.
You know who we need to go see old Chad.
Yeah, old Chad.
I haven't seen Chad in a while. No, I thoroughly enjoy watching the ongoing romance of Taps in the Trail and Hunter Musgrove, because like
I love it. They
so if people watching don't know what we're talking about, these two people are through hiking the AT, and they didn't start out to do together. And we know we've talked to Hunter a lot. He actually has a very good YouTube channel and Instagram, and there's another girl who we follow separately who has a really like strong Instagram, and they like met up on the trail, and I believe they're a couple. They certainly seem like it, but like she had a boyfriend before she left, who she lived with, right?
I don't know. Trail love, man.
Crushing miles and breaking hearts. But I'm enjoying watching the ongoing romance. Yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us.
Yeah.
We're calling this one the Delta variant special. So I guess those who have joined now know that we started doing literally in March of 2020. We started doing these lockdown live streams during COVID every Friday for like probably 3 months, like during the initial like 15-week lockdown, like March to May. Then we kind of stopped doing that because like, well, life's going back to normal. And that's not the case. So we're back with the yeah, Devin probably knows. Yeah, he probably knows.
The trail provides in many ways.
Hunter gave him a shout out because they got some packs.
Oh,
I don't know if they got them for free, but they got some packs like from Waymark.
I wonder if Devin hooked that up.
I mean, Devin got a specific thank you from him, so maybe Devin is the reason that they're together. Maybe he's playing Cupid over there. True
Matching
story.
Waymark gear
True
packs.
story. Those packs look pretty cool.
I know.
Yeah, it's the pack.
Yeah, they are cool.
I feel like there's a couple things to talk about here.
I know a couple people with breakthrough cases.
Like personally, I do as well. Actually, today I found out one of my friends has it. Super mild. Do you know
same super mild as well?
Do you like these people you know personally?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know them?
No.
Oh. Mm-mm. And how many?
2.
And they're all and like mild.
Extremely mild. Of like, I feel kind of weird. Might as well just get tested.
And they're positive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what vaccine they got?
I don't know. But I know they were vaccinated, but I don't know which one they had.
True story. I am so happy I got Moderna. Moderna is proving to be the better vaccine.
I know.
I believe, at least from what I read. Because it was kind of like at the beginning there, it was kind of a crapshoot. Like you just take what you can get.
Right.
And I would just happen to get that one.
Yeah, you can choose now.
Yeah, and they released a study last week where they showed that the Moderna provides a stronger antibody response after 6 months. Now, whether that plays into reducing like disease pathology or lethality remains to be seen. But compared to Pfizer, Moderna, you had higher antibodies.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
So the antibodies are lasting potentially longer.
They're lasting potentially longer. Whether that has like a clinical effect, I don't know. But they met, they Joe Rogan mild. I got a Joe Rogan vent coming up. We're gonna get to Joe Rogan.
Is it related to ivermectin? Because I'm so tired of
First
hearing
off,
about it.
Joe Rogan's was not mild, and I am like, he's not vaccinated, right?
Mm-mm.
Has he stated that?
Yeah, there was one podcast where he was about to get the Johnson & Johnson, but then he talked about it. He was traveling and something like they just didn't end up getting it, but he was all.
Did you see the list of things he got after he got COVID?
Okay, here's my gripe though. Here's my gripe with it is that everybody's like, oh, he's taking the dewormer, and they're all talking about ivermectin, and
Yeah.
it's like there's some media articles out there that like people, if they're unable to get it like prescribed to them, they're going after an animal version of ivermectin. So that's where all the memes.
No,
stuff.
I am familiar with the.
But everybody's like, oh, it's so hilarious. Look at all these morons taking these like animal dewormers, and they're actually talking about ivermectin, which. I don't know.
I agree. I see what you're saying. Like
they're blowing it out of proportion.
Well,
Like,
okay, first though, it is funny.
It's hilarious.
Like if you're opting to not get vaccinated but take ivermectin, that is funny to me.
Well,
but there is. I mean,
I think there isn't much data to show that if you have COVID and you take. Well, first of all, there isn't much data for ivermectin anyways, but especially
ivermectin and COVID, they're in the middle of like a bunch of clinical trials.
There's no trials on what it would do for you if you have COVID.
Right.
Like,
yep.
You're supposed to use it like more as a preventative, I believe.
I think both. So ivermectin has been around. I mean, you probably listened to that
Since
podcast.
The 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. It's like a relatively safe drug, and it definitely like merits research against COVID and like any kind of we need all treatments we can get. So like I'm pro that. But like hydroxychloroquine, that turned out to be a bunch of bullshit. So the jury's still out. Anyway,
I still hear conflicting stuff on that.
It's clear that they have studied it and there's not a definitive, hey, it's good.
Yeah, right.
But my whole point of this little rant was Rogan, when he got COVID last Sunday, he went on like 9 different things.
I know.
He got covalent plasma, prednisone, ivermectin, and then he went on his like NAD drips.
Yeah.
He got like 9 or 10 different things. And my thing is, do you think that's all of that? Doing all of that is healthier than getting vaccinated?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously he does.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. And
then there was just like a little bit of elitism there because only like 100 people in the country have access to that kind of level of care.
Yeah. I want to be careful though about like, I don't know. I don't see it as anti-vax from him, but it kind of is. So like,
well, I don't think he's anti-vax, but the logic doesn't make sense to me. Like in that,
right.
Why do all that stuff? Like your relative risk of harm versus getting the vaccine versus putting 9 different things in your body, they probably wash out. I don't know. Who's to say that even if he was vaccinated though, he would have had him. He might have been screwed anyway. Like vaccine might not have helped him.
Yeah.
He's fine now. I'm happy for that. But I did like when I saw like he went on like 8 or 9 different things. I was like, I mean, it makes sense. That's what I would do.
Yeah. If you were that wealthy, I would throw the kitchen sink at it too. Be done with it in a day.
He was not done with it in a day.
Did you listen to his video?
The Instagram video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like,
he's like 2 or 3 days.
Well, he said like the worst part of it was one day. And then after that, he started feeling better.
Yeah. I'm happy he's feeling better.
We need some more podcasts.
You know what though? I started listening to that podcast when they were in episode like 200 probably. I don't know, 200, 300, like 2013. And like I no longer listen to every single
No,
one.
me neither. I can't.
You know?
I can't.
I only listen to I only cherry pick the ones that have guests I care about. I got to give a shout out, man. And we have discussed this, but the Meat Eater podcast is
good.
a very, very good podcast. Now
it's excellent.
It's very niche. And if you're not familiar with Meat Eater, it's a hunting podcast, but they do tons of episodes that are not related to hunting.
They're so good at storytelling. That's where I think it's so interesting.
And they have a good mix of, there's like 3 or 4 people and then one guest, and Steve Rennell, the main guy. Like, it's a very good dynamic, and Steve Rennell is like, I could listen to him talk forever. Yeah. But I was listening to one called The Archer's Paradox. Have you listened to that?
No.
It's with this dude. It was so cool. It's like the like forefront expert on arrow ballistics as pertaining to lethality of a kill. So this guy for like 40 years has made a living, shooting animals with arrows, but in order to study how the arrow kills the animal and like how they can make arrows that kill animals faster. And
is that why they come out with those like sweet broadheads that just do so much damage?
No, it was actually super interesting. The podcast itself was like very physics heavy because it's about like flight of arrow and like kinetics. But his whole thing is like it's much more about the entire arrow. First off, the arrow is way more important than the bow, which Ranella, they clashed about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it because of like the weight of the arrow?
Yeah.
How straight it flies?
All that stuff is way more important than the force pushing it forward.
Really?
But they get into like they study like how heavy the arrowhead is versus the shaft versus the length of the shaft, and how the arrow will bend while it's flying, and like how all of these things can impact how it kills the animal. And like it was a very like ballistics and physics heavy, and like they have these like rocket scientists that are studying this, and they have these 3,000 frames per second like high speed cameras that are looking at these arrows go in and out of these animals, which is kind of weird, but like it's kind of cool. I don't know, it was a good example of something that I never thought. I have never bow hunted. And we're going to say we've never bow hunted.
I've never had any.
And Andy hunts a lot more than me.
Not lately.
Yeah, not lately, but we're not like hunters. Yeah. But even as a non-hunter, I found that podcast like very good, and that kind of speaks to how good the Meat Eater podcast is. Yeah. And then like 3 weeks ago, they had the squirrel expert. Did you listen to that? Dude, the Meat Eater, it's a good, and like none of these things.
Okay.
The squirrel one had nothing to do with hunting.
Okay. They just launched a new podcast too, and I listened to
Bear Grease?
Yeah, it's so good.
Is it?
It's so good.
In this Archer's podcast, they talk a lot about bear grease.
No, it's so good.
Why is it so good?
It's storytelling. Like I've listened to a few. I've nitpicked about like different historical figures that have gone through like past like frontiersmen that have passed through.
Yeah.
And like different stories about it. It's just super interesting history. A few episodes.
So it's like a historical.
Some of them. Yeah, I haven't listened to many of them, but the few that I listened to were really good.
So it's not a hunting specific podcast?
It definitely is related to hunting, but there's it's more like the few that I listened to about like some like trappers and stuff going through Missouri and the Ozark region hunting bear.
Keep talking.
Why?
We lost the video.
Ah, crap.
Keep talking. You got to hold the conversation.
No, it was good.
It's a good time to check the comments.
It was very interesting. I just like historical storytelling from interesting people. Oh boy.
This didn't happen last time.
I know. That was weird. It was weird that it didn't happen. People are like, it's too soon.
All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Software issue.
It's a software issue.
I'm trying to troubleshoot it. Okay, another thing I wanted to bring up while we're just ranting.
There's a whole COVID conversation going on.
We'll get to that. This is like a regular live stream. We don't have anything specifically prepared, so we'll get to the comments here. But there's a podcast called, and it's a show now on Peacock. It's called Dr. Death, Have you heard of it?
Uh-uh.
So it's based off of a podcast, and just while we're talking about cool podcasts, there's a podcast called Dr. Death, and it chronicles these doctors. Like, it's real life. You know, it's kind of like it falls under the realm of quote unquote murder porn.
I love a good murder porn.
And it follows these doctors. You know, each series follows a different doctor doing these crazy things. But the one that's a show on Peacock is about this guy who was a spine surgeon in Texas, and he just he mutilates 34 people.
God.
You know, he kills one person, he paralyzes a bunch of people, but it's much more than that. He's a world, he comes from this world-renowned background, and on paper he's perfect, and they can't figure out if he's just a maniac or he's inept, or and it exposes all these flaws in our medical system. And it's a good podcast.
You know what? You
might want to do some research on your spine surgeon. you have to get that.
You know what's reignited my my curiosity lately is now that the Theranos issue has gone to trial. I've been revisiting all the Theranos stuff.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah, there's some really good podcasts out there on that. I haven't listened to there's a few that are really in depth and detail, but it's in trial right now, and her defense is so cringe right now too.
Wasn't she banging the dude? Yeah, she was banging the dude.
I don't know.
What I know is she was an undergrad at Stanford. She developed some blood.
No.
She was not an undergrad at Stanford?
She was underground.
She was definitely an undergrad at Stanford.
Yeah, she was an undergrad. She dropped out.
Yeah. We're getting on the Wikipedia. She was definitely banging the dude.
What dude?
Yeah. The guy she founded it with.
Oh.
Yeah. Personal life.
I got to read the book. There's a really good book.
Holmes was romantically involved with technology entrepreneur Ramesh Sunny Balwani.
Hold on. Google.
She met him at age 18, and he was 19 years older than her.
Yeah. Google her defense right now.
If I just Google Elizabeth Holmes defense.
Yeah. It's some crazy legal defense that she's claiming.
Is she getting sued, or is this criminal?
No, this is criminal.
Okay, here we go. They have an unusual defense for her fraud trial.
Right.
Well, give me the cliff notes. I'm not going to read this live.
I can't remember the exact details, but it's something she was being coerced to lie about things.
By the dude?
I don't know who was doing it, but it's a bunch of BS.
I haven't seen the documentary yet. Bad Blood.
That's a book too.
Yeah, well, the documentary is based off of the book.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story, and I don't know if Bad Blood's a podcast too. It might be.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Dude, her defense is about the guy that she was banging.
Yeah.
Sonny. Mrs. Holmes' allegations are deeply offensive to Mr. Balwani, devastating personally to him. Yeah. So she's going after the guy. They're turning on each other.
Yeah.
You know, interesting.
I watched an interview with the whistleblower who was the grandson of of one of the board members.
Holmes's lawyers argued that for over a decade, she and Balwani, who was 20 years older, Wikipedia says 19, and met Holmes when she was an 18-year-old Stanford student, had an abusive relationship that included monitoring her calls, text messages, and emails, physical violence, restricting her sleep. This sounds like Abu Ghraib prison torture. This is the dude she founded the company with.
This is the Chewbacca defense.
What, the Chewbacca defense?
Have you ever seen that South Park?
No.
The Chewbacca defense?
Is the Chewbacca this is the Chewbacca defense?
I think the South Park episode, I forget which one it is, where they call it the Chewbacca defense. It's just so stupid and outlandish.
She is arguing she suffers from PTSD and an intimate partner abuse syndrome and depression. So she's blaming the guy.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, the thing is that they all went down, and so now it's time to start pointing fingers.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I really, I guess this has all come to light, but I really would like, was she making all of this up, or was there some science to what she was doing?
The machines didn't work. And
obviously.
Yeah. And so here's the crazy thing too. Okay.
Bird law.
Yeah. The crazy thing is the FDA. So the FDA, so there were FDA approved testing, tests for different types of diseases and stuff. So they would give the lab samples like the FDA would that said this has exactly X amount of whatever in it. Run it in your machine.
Okay.
And all they had to do was just tell the FDA like, yep, we're good. That's it.
So they didn't do that?
No, they did. All they had to do. So the FDA said this had. I'm just gonna make up. I don't know the measurements. Let's just say this has like X amount. This has 5 of whatever in it.
Okay.
So put this in your machine.
Okay.
And you should get 5 from your machine.
Correct.
And
right.
let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
And so they ran it through the machine. It doesn't work. But then they went back to the FDA and like,
yeah, it's 5.
It's 5.
Okay,
Yeah,
right,
it's 5.
How did they not think that this would go
And
poorly?
then you've got all these people working in the labs that are like,
no, man, it's not 5.
It's not
like 90.
It's like 90, and there's 3, and then it's 12. But see, but the thing about this one is that they were they were up and running and testing human samples. So they were making cancer diagnosis. Diagnosis of everything that were potentially incorrect.
Yeah.
They very way
somebody screwed up.
Well,
somebody did.
What it is so you had all these high profile investors.
I did know that. Yeah.
You had like ex generals and stuff like that.
I know. There were a lot of famous people. I mean, it is, if you could do what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty revolutionary.
Yeah. And so then you've got her who's, pretending to be Steve Jobs, ultra competitive, wants to win, and, wants to appease her shareholders.
Steve Jobs.
She does. That's the whole thing. She lowered her voice
with the black turtleneck too.
Yeah,
I know.
She's
People
nuts.
are so weird.
And the sad thing too is like there's multiple whistleblowers, and you can see interviews with all of them. But obviously the main whistleblower was the grandson of one of the board members who was, I think he was he held office.
Yeah, I heard this story. And he was like the one that like brought it down, but everyone thought he was lying or something.
Yeah. And there was others as well.
We got a solid thing going on in the comments here. There's one thing though, I do actually want to bring up, because I say this and it sounds like I'm like pro conspiracy theory. But here's all I'm going to say. As someone with professional experience tangentially related to COVID, we should not be dismissing this coming from the lab in Wuhan.
Are people still dismissing that?
It's generally dismissed.
Really? Still?
Yes.
Oh, people need to get over that.
No, I'm saying I think it came from the lab.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Like it clearly did. I know. Right. I know.
Are we still being woke about not being able to talk about that?
I know. Yeah. Okay. Good. Nice. Yeah. I think that's like faux pas. I don't think you could say that.
Wow.
I'm just saying, I've worked in facilities that do this kind of thing.
Here, we'll just do the PC thing. Every avenue should be checked.
I'm not PC anymore on this podcast. Well, the unfortunate thing is we'll never know because China shut that down.
No, you will never know.
We'll never know.
You will never know. It'll take whistleblowers, but that ain't happening.
No, they're all the giant. The CCP, they're dead. There's anyone who knows anything about the origin of that virus is in a work camp.
Oh, it's from somebody ate a pangolin.
I just love. Have you seen the Jon Stewart?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, yeah. It's on their name badges. Wuhan Institute of Virology Coronavirus Research Lab. It's on their business cards. It's like 2 miles away.
I know.
It's a shame that avenue will never be investigated. Not that it matters. Like we have COVID, we have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So the counterpoint is, China should be held responsible.
If it came from.
Well, it definitely came from China. That at least is not up for debate. They can't like hide that. Or I guess I shouldn't say that. The first big outbreak that we know of was in China.
First confirmed cases.
Yeah. But now have you seen that they've found which goes into this lab leak hypothesis. Have you seen that they've like, there were people working at that lab in like November that came down with pneumonia and like weird symptoms?
Yeah, there was some DNA testing too that showed that it was like that there was some engineering, most likely some engineering done as well on the virus. Like it was so uncommon to get whatever DNA sequence for some type
so what they do in these labs, they do what's called gain of function research. And there's a place where we live that I may have worked at that does that.
No, yeah, everybody should. I think the argument isn't that like, there is an argument that whether that should be done or not done. It's just
I'll tell you why.
No transparency around like, just people be honest.
Well, this is China.
Yeah, and we were funding it.
Well, that's a whole other interesting thing. Well, the point of doing gain of function research makes sense in theory.
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
with the right controls,
contain it. That's a problem. But like, it's hard to study natural viruses that aren't super deadly. Like, it's much harder to study their lethality if they're not that deadly, right? So if you engineer them to be like a little bit more virulent or a little bit more whatever, then it's easier to study the negative effects they can have. So that kind of research is very common. It's done in the US at like a lot of research labs. In fact, it's probably done on coronaviruses in US labs, but they were doing that at this Wuhan thing. And we funded that in some, I don't know the intricacies of that.
We had, I'm going to screw this up, but we had government. So Fauci was in charge of dishing out government grants to different non-NGOs.
Fauci was?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, that doesn't make sense to me because that doesn't fall under the realm of his job responsibilities.
Previous.
Is this confirmed?
Yeah, it is. So he
was head of NIAID.
Yeah. So he approved government grants to certain NGOs, and those NGOs funded that lab.
And I'll be honest, it makes sense to fund that kind of research. Right. Honestly,
I don't think the argument. Well, there's definitely an argument that we should never have been doing that, and different administrations have said yes or no to that type of research.
No. After SARS happened in 2009, we absolutely need to be doing that kind of research.
Well, Obama banned that research in the U.S.
So yeah, we
Trump
ship it over to China.
Yeah, right. Trump allowed it, and so we invest in the government provide grants for this research, and there's an argument to be made that
it's crazy. It is so much like an outbreak scenario. Like some poor tech working in these labs probably spilled something.
Just like had headphones on, listened to like 80s rock,
and like. No, this is China. Listen to like K-pop or something. No, the Chinese don't listen to K-pop. But like was like probably just like moved his arm and like spilled a little tube outside of like the air containment. Because for coronaviruses, it's not like Outbreak. Coronavirus is worked on in what's called a level 3 laboratory, so you don't have to wear those air suits. You wear respirators, but you're not wearing the Ebola like balloon suits like that they wear in Contagion. You're working in a sterile room that has a fume hood that has air circulating. So like you stick your arms in it and it's all good. But if your arms come out, it's not good. So if you spill something outside of where your arms are, you're fucked. So like, that's probably, if it came from a lab, that's probably what happened. Or they were like disposing of bio waste poorly, or like, somebody has spilled something.
Or maybe they wanted to test the lethality.
No. China's not that stupid. Yeah, no, I do not. I do not think they would let this thing get out on purpose. I really don't. China is very smart. China operates very well in its own best interests, and China knows that if it leaked this on purpose and the world found out, we'd Hey, I'm generally pro Fauci. Generally, the messaging has been poor.
Okay, I might be wrong about this. You might have to Google this, but I believe he's the highest paid federal worker.
No way.
Yep, higher than the president.
Well, the president doesn't get paid that much.
Say highest paid
federal employee.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I told you. I told you. I told you.
Why?
Because he's like a medical doctor.
Yeah, but he's not even the highest up in that. Like the head of the NIH should be paid more than him.
Mm-mm.
You know?
417 G's. And plus he's probably got private practice as well.
Well, that's just his federal salary.
Yeah. I'm sure he's got like a private practice as well.
Yeah, wow. This is 2019.
Yeah.
This is before COVID. He was the highest paid. Interesting. That's kind of surprising.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that president made $500K.
And I think it was like, Google it. I don't know.
Or maybe it's $200K.
No, I think the president makes like 400 now.
Regardless, Trump didn't take a salary, so during that time frame, he wouldn't have competed with Fauci.
Well, he did take a salary, but he donated it all.
Okay, wait.
400.
President earns $400. I didn't know that.
But you're set for life. You know what else I learned about? Like all the presidents, all the staff as well. They get like sick, like set for life gigs as well.
Like, I didn't know that. Like the chief of staff, like those people.
I don't know about chief of staff, but I know that like I believe in the Obama administration. You know how the grandmother, it was either the first lady's mother or his mother, was employed by the federal government as a nanny for the kids,
and she's set for life.
Mm-hmm. Now,
should we be doing that? Is that responsible fiscal spending?
I think it's okay. If you're president, you should have federally funded.
No, the president himself, that's fine. But like, does the president's cook get funded for life?
We got the Google.
I've never heard that I knew the president got set for life. I knew that. I didn't know.
Google it.
What do I even Google?
Just Google like,
do presidents' nannies get paid for life?
Yeah.
You want me to Google that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, do presidents' nannies get paid for life? Okay, we got an Indeed.com on White House nannies, babysitter, nanny salaries. No, dude, there's no way. No. This is for nannies for rich people. We'll table that one.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Did you know?
They got some type of federal retirement.
Are you Googling it?
Yeah.
This podcast has gone off the wheels. All right, let's check out the comments. There's a lot of things going on in here. I know we're touching on some.
Yeah.
What?
160 G's pension.
No first grandma pension?
Oh.
What?
Will receive 160.
Well, this is from factcheck.org, so click on it. The answer is no.
False.
All right, Andy's wrong.
I'm wrong. Crap. Shit. Sorry.
Hey, at least you fact checked it.
It was, as they said, fake news. Okay, because that was going around.
Just didn't even sound right. Like if the chief of staff doesn't get set for life, the nanny's not going to, or the chef.
So there's tons of articles about reports. 160 G's annually.
All right, there is some back and forth in the comments over COVID.
Yeah, there's some COVID drama going on.
We'll be civil. Oh, the Steve Jobs lady. Yeah, Elizabeth Holmes. Yeah, she's in prison, right?
No,
she's not in prison.
No, she's not in prison.
How did she not go to prison?
She might go to prison now.
It's not a criminal suit. All right, so backpacking. All right, well, we have the backpacking things. What do you want to talk about?
So Tahoe.
I saw, true story, Dutch on Facebook just posted a picture of a Cuban fiber shelter.
You know, I feel like, were we talking to him once and he mentioned something about a shelter?
Dude, another thing that happened on Facebook, which you don't see because you're not on Facebook, but we got called out in the backpacking YouTube creators group.
Oh boy.
No.
So scared.
No, it's actually pretty funny. So we released a video on Thursday talking about base weight that we filmed a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I knew that there would be shit talking over that one.
No, it's not what you think.
Oh.
So there was another channel that like 4 days before we released the exact same video.
Wow, we just winged it too.
With like almost the same thumbnail.
Holy crap.
No, honestly, not the same thumbnail. Not really. Like, a similar thumbnail. And so we got attacked in the well, we didn't get attacked. The thing was, it was actually pretty funny. It was, you're getting big when the Shill brothers copy you or something.
We definitely didn't copy.
Well, and I never, interesting thing about that video, there's actually something in that video that vindicates us, that proves we filmed it prior to, because I pop up, if you've watched it, I pop up a picture of the Tahoe fires, and you can date that picture.
So they copied us?
No, they didn't copy us.
And I don't care, by the way.
I never, ever respond to people, but I had to.
Yeah, defend our rights.
I was like, listen, that is funny, but if you watch our video and look at the last 10 seconds, there's an image that pops up on the screen that will give you some insight into when we filmed it, and it was certainly more than a week ago. And then I was like, I can't do this. I can't comment on these things, because that just makes me look like an asshole.
Yeah.
And
so it
happens though, man.
Yeah, it does.
Happens.
Because there are trending like talking heads videos that everybody does. And like there's like everybody talks about base weight. And so our lives are super busy right now. I definitely I can't sit there all day and watch backpacking videos of other channels.
You don't sit there and watch every Talking Heads video.
I watch like 3 channels right now. Only one of them is backpacking related.
I watch trip videos.
I watch. Sorry. On a regular basis, I only watch 3 channels. I watch everything that What's Good in the Woods puts out. I watch everything. I watch everything from IBTAT. I watch all the CDT stuff.
Yeah, I watch IBTAT.
And then I watch like gear reviews from all the regulars out there as well, occasionally. But I just can't sit there and scour through backpack. I just don't have time. I watch a lot of Alaska survivalist stuff right now.
There's a comment here I do want to weigh in on. Ginger says, I want to know what guests everyone tunes into on Joe Rogan, because certainly I'm to the point with him where I only listen to certain guests. Here's one I'll recommend. The North Korea dissident. So Joe Rogan
Have you listened to all the reviews on that one?
No, are they bad?
I can't.
Do they not like her?
There's like a bunch of conspiracy theorists that are like, she's full of it. Like it's bad, but it's not that bad. But who knows?
Anyway,
I listened to that on that 16-mile run.
That
one was insane.
Yeah, so Joe Rogan has on his podcast someone who escaped North Korea.
Mimi something.
Yeah, like in 2008, 2009. And I don't know. Obviously, you don't know if they're true or not. I don't know why this woman would be making them up.
No,
but the stories she has about North Korea.
And the stories about getting out once you're out and surviving in China.
Did you film your top 5 backpacking mistakes video yet? I love to talk about the backpacking Talking Heads. Anyway,
yeah,
the podcast with her about North Korea is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's everything that you think about when you hear about these crazy things going on in North Korea. And then there's tangentially, I've used that word twice now in this podcast. It's tangentially.
Is that a real word?
It is. Tangentially. It's related to China too. I mean, yeah. China has a strong influence on North Korea. And that one was really good. So speaking of Joe Rogan guests I like any scientist, generally speaking.
Yeah, I have to handpick the comedians.
You got to handpick the comedians and the celebrities. Yeah. Celebrities are so full of shit now. It's tough.
The celebrities are just so boring. Like the Kanye one.
The Kanye one is so weird.
I had to stop halfway through. And then the who's the singer that was on like a month ago? Demi Lovato. Oh god,
I didn't watch that one.
I made it.
I don't do only the singers I'm into.
I made it through half of that, and I was just like, I can't handle this anymore.
What do they talk about?
Everything, just like growing up, being famous, and their career, and like why they're activists, and like getting sober and stuff like that. And it's just like
I'm to the point where I really do not like the whole celebrity thing.
No, I like the scientists, to be honest.
I mean in general. I don't think celebrities are good for society.
What about Britney?
I don't know. I'm not going to say Britney's good for society.
I don't know. You have to remember though that I agree with you, but you have to remember that what a lot of celebrities produce is like content that we gobble up.
True. That's why they're celebrities.
Right. So like you hate them, but also you like, like Tom Cruise is going to use SpaceX to go into space to film another movie.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that's bad about Tom Cruise is the whole Scientology thing.
I know. Other than that, Tom Cruise.
He's crazy.
Yeah. He's doing another Top Gun.
They filmed it.
Yeah.
It's done. It was supposed to come out like a year and a half ago.
I will certainly be watching.
You know what? We got to stop with the sequels, though.
I know.
We got to stop. We're killing it. Killing it. Come on.
Should we go back to backpacking?
All right. We started this little rant about Dutch posting something on Facebook and the whole Facebook thing. Made me think about us getting called. JK is here. JK saw the post. So did Devin.
But let me tell everybody how like we don't comb through other people's videos and figure out like how we're gonna make spoofs of them. Every once in a while there'll be like trends that people talk about. Like Dan
We've done that before.
Yeah. Dan's like come out with some good trends and like
when we did the through hiker versus weekend warrior.
And we always call out too, like
we saw Dan's video on it. We want to talk about it. Yeah. No.
But folks, there's only so many talking heads.
We're taking notes. Oh, these guys did this video. We gotta do it. No.
And by the way, we don't like you and I have never cared if people ripped us off or anything. No. Never given two craps about that.
No, it's not like that. It is Scientology, the other virus. You guys are great with the comments. I'm sorry. They're going really fast. I'm trying to read them. Great Joe Rogan ones. Lex Friedman is good.
Yeah, I was doing all
I do like Alex Jones on there. He's crazy. I know. I like him.
I have to stop about halfway through.
Sometimes it's hard to handle, but I do. He's entertaining. I thought Tim Pool's real good. I haven't listened to the Jack Dorsey one. I need to.
Kind of annoying.
Yeah, he has a good spin on things. John Cena thing.
It's the creepiest thing I've seen. Yeah.
Devin saying Dan and I literally filmed the same video last week without knowing it. Yeah,
it happens.
All the other YouTubers in the chat know exactly what we're talking about. But the whole point of that story was I usually never respond to that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I was like, it popped up on my Facebook feed, and I was like, someone's just calling us, accusing us of plagiarism. Like, I'm gonna at least say something.
Yeah,
But it was just kind of funny. Because I'm sure on all our videos people say terrible things and we don't respond to it.
I think people probably started realizing this. I stopped replying to comments probably like 3 to 4 months ago.
You don't reply? I reply occasionally.
I occasionally do. It's just like, it is sad that some people's comments do get to you and do
it's
like
the nature of the beast.
Yeah. And so like I just don't need that.
I mean, at the end of the day, you only have so much time.
Right.
So,
and if I'm going to invest time in 95% of the comments are like so supportive and so nice.
I would say it's far higher than that.
Yeah.
I would say 98 to 99% of the people that comment on our video and that comment on videos in general are like really good comments. You just, you get the a-holes. It's no different for us than it is. Hold on, there was a comment I want to talk about.
Oh.
There was a backpacking related question from Annika. Do you know how much of the TRT has been burnt so far? Great question. We'll talk a little bit about our Tahoe trip. So we were literally supposed to be. We're literally supposed to be in the desolation wilderness right now.
I know. We were supposed to be in there. I was supposed to fly in last Wednesday.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. So in terms of your question, how much of the TRT is burnt so far? I don't know how much of it. I know the entire southwest part of the TRT is what is like actively on fire right now, and then all of Tahoe is closed down. But in terms of how much of it's actually been burned, I would assume the southwest part, so that whole desolation strip is like I think 40 or 50 miles. I don't know if it's all been burned, but that's where this what they're calling the Caldor file. Caldor fire. It's in the southwest portion of Lake Tahoe. So like that area is what's like actively burning, but the smoke basically closes the entire thing down. Great question. We're going to try and talk a little bit about backpacking during this. JK says I copy everything that Backcountry Exposure does. Hey, if there's someone to copy from, he's a good one.
Yeah, I know. Just admit it in your videos. We certainly do.
Oh man, these comments are coming. I'm trying to read through it. Don't do it. You won't get any views. Devin's on fire today with these comments. All right. Arcana's here. What's up, man? Hey, man. I was talking today, Arcana, because I know you did this with Frozen like years ago. It is time. It is time to do a water-based trip.
Yeah.
It is.
Arcana's trip on the JMT is up in the air right now.
Oh, I didn't know he was doing the JMT.
Mm-hmm.
That whole area, right? Because the same fire, right? Same fire?
I don't know.
Dude, California is burning down.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do a snow camping video in a shelter and get 2.4. Man, if we could snow camp in the winter and get 2.5 million views, we'd be doing that more.
Yeah.
Annika, yeah. She had to cancel her TRT trip. So our trip isn't officially canceled. We were talking about that literally right before this podcast. We kicked it down the road about 3 weeks.
Oh, Arcana's doing Ray
So the
Lakes.
Ray Lakes. Okay, so
Right.
part of the JMT is open. Okay, nice, good. So we were supposed to be in Tahoe right now. We kicked it 3 weeks down the line to like end of September. I don't know if it's going to be feasible to do it even then. And then like once you get into October, I mean, they're skiing up there in October. So like it gets a little wintry up there. So like the season, I don't know if you can do it much into October. You probably can. So we're holding out for a few weeks, but honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know. And it's like, even if it is open, if you're just hiking through smoke constantly, like, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Probably not. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on Harvey Sutton? Who's Harvey Sutton?
I don't know who Harvey Sutton is.
5-year-old completes 21-mile hike with. Oh, I heard about this.
Parents.
I heard about this. The youngest one, right?
Is this the AT?
The youngest person to hike 2,100 miles of the AT in 209 days, known as Little Man on the trail. I heard about this. I didn't know his name. So his parents did it. He was 4 years old when they started in January.
Oh my God.
They started in January? Granted, they started from Georgia, but still.
No, but still Georgia. I mean, that's.
When Frozen did it in February, he was in snow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's pretty crazy. You wonder, like, do you remember things from when you were 5?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. But
like
I remember
hiking the AT is such a crazy feat, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't remember. I have glimpses of memories when I'm 5.
Well, now I know. Like I get that he hiked it, but there was the youngest son of.
He didn't finish it. He did 2,100 miles.
But remember the youngest son of that family.
Yeah.
The Crawfords. He got carried most of the way.
I could talk about that family for a whole podcast.
I know, but he got carried most of the way.
He was younger than 5, right?
I think so.
So what Andy's referring to is what, 3 years ago?
Something like that.
3 years ago, there's a family called their Instagram was called Fight for Together. They're actually from they either live in Ohio or Kentucky. They live close to Cincinnati, but was it 9 people?
I don't know.
Family of like
they have a book.
7 to 9 hiked the AT together, and there was like an infant with them. But obviously the infant didn't hike it. So maybe this kid's the youngest to actually hike it.
But I remember there was an age limit on Katahdin about how high you could take up a child. There is like a posted age limit, and the ATC allowed for them to go right up to like where the age limit allowed it to finish.
Okay, so in
it was
theory,
up
if he was
Katahdin.
older, he would have finished. Is that what you're saying?
No, they allowed the official finish. But I don't think he like hiked. I mean, he was on. They had like one of those like child carriers.
I see what you're saying. Right. Regardless, this 5-year-old hiking it, that's insane.
Yeah,
good for
that's
him. But I
awesome.
wonder,
It started in January.
Will he remember it? Will he remember?
I don't know.
And then, like, if you're not going to remember it, why not wait till he's like 10? I don't know. Let's do it with his parents. Devin asked a question, which is, no, I got this. I'm good. You just take that home. You just finish it. There's like 10 milliliters in there. Devin asked a good question, and Devin, I'm gonna bring up something about hot tents that I want you to weigh in on. So Devin's question was, have you planned any big hot tent trips for this winter? So yes, to answer your question, yes. And every time, so I literally was backpacking yesterday, and it's like 60 degrees at night. I really missed that, but it was a little warm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? Kind of nice when it cools down. Devin, to answer, yes, we're planning a hot tent trips. But Devin, do you know what I'm going to buy this year for the hot tent? Did I tell you what I'm going to buy? It's $99.
A fan?
Even better, a mini chainsaw. Devin, so they make these on Amazon. They're $100. Well reviewed. It weighs the same as an axe. It weighs the same as an axe. It definitely weighs less than an axe and a saw. It's a tiny chainsaw about that big, and it's battery powered. It's for shrubs. But I think, I mean, it will easily cut stuff like that.
But then you still got to split it.
Do you?
I think so.
If you got enough little stuff?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to hot tent season.
The point of answering that question is I am really looking forward to hot tent season. Andy's been talking about, and Devin, I'd like you to weigh in on this as well.
The Megahorn.
He's been talking about buying the Megahorn XL, which if you're not familiar with hot tents, it's a bigger one.
8-person.
It's much bigger than the Octopeak that we have. And it's like super heavy though, right? I'm pulling up the weight.
But being able to fit 3 people comfortably.
Oh, damn, it's 10 pounds.
Yeah, but 3 people.
No, it's 15 pounds.
Oh, my God.
Wait, the outer tent is 9.2 pounds.
We don't have an inner tent.
But the net total, we won't have an inner tent. Okay, so 9 pounds? And then is it that much bigger than the Octopeak that it merits bringing 10 pounds versus 2 pounds?
Well, it'd be 3 people plus gear plus a stove.
So yeah, Devin, our question to you is the Megahorn XL the way to go if we want to have 3 people in there with gear? Because I will say the Octopeak works fine with 2 people in gear, but you ain't putting 3 people in there. But to answer your question, yes, we do have some hot tent trips planned for this winter. One thing we've talked about doing a lot is going to Dolly Sods in the winter again and hot tenting it, or maybe going up to Michigan. We're kind of throwing those around. Scott says, I tried the TRT in October and it got down to single digit temps. Yeah, so I assume if you're doing the TRT in October, it's a winter trip, and I don't know if I'm doing that. Ginger says, I like Bryce because he does ultra backpacking and camping. You know, we like Bryce too.
He also does bushcraft.
I know. He tries to run away from that identity. He's like, well, you know, he gets a lot of views from the bushcraft community. Yeah. He plays to that. He's like, he was the other day. He was like, I gotta go tarp camping. They sent me a tarp. I gotta go. Lucas says the gusts of Lake Huron are blowing. I was up at Devin. It's not the DeWalt mini chainsaw. It's like a Chinese knockoff brand. The DeWalt mini chainsaw is like much more expensive than $100. I'm trying to go back up in the comments. Lisa says a 7-year-old girl and her mom from Central Ohio will finish the AT in a couple days. Lisa,
yeah, she
just from Columbus.
She just sent the Instagram.
Oh, is that who you were on?
Yeah,
we gotta get them on the podcast.
I know.
We'll get them on the podcast. Hopefully, they're in Columbus if they're in Central Ohio. JK says the Strawbridge family just finished a family Triple Crown.
Wow.
Damn. Can you imagine that?
How awesome that is.
I mean, with your family, do you want to spend 1.5 years hiking with them?
Why not? Build some memories, man.
You're definitely building memories, man. That's for sure. Need some hiking trail ideas near Indiana. What's the place that... Dude, so three sisters and a brother. First off, I'm sorry. Indiana is like the only state that has worse hiking than Ohio. Well, maybe Illinois. I don't know. Couple things.
What's that?
Hey, we lost the video again.
What's that What's that reservoir that everybody goes to in Indiana? Something in Hoosier.
Well, Hoosier National Forest.
Yeah. I forget. There's so many videos from there. Everybody goes to this like this reservoir. It might not be in Hoosier.
So there's southern Indiana has got Hoosier, but there's an area, and I don't know if it's Hoosier or not, by the French Lick Resort. That's actually really cool that I've day hiked in there. Our video's back. Indiana, there's not much, man. If you're in southern Indiana, though, just go to Kentucky. Honestly, Kentucky is. I'm trying to think if it doesn't have as much stuff as Pennsylvania, but Kentucky's pretty sweet. And Kentucky is closer to us than Pennsylvania, so I'm really high on Kentucky a lot.
Yeah.
Youngest Triple Crowner was 9. Good God. Coors says the weather here has been awesome. The weather in central Ohio has been incredible the last 3 days. Yeah. After is that what hurricane went through?
Ida.
Or I was going to say Irma, but it's Ida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after the hurricane went through, we've had incredible weather. Lucas brings up a good point. So he says, I feel bad for desert dwellers. I was stationed in Mojave for 4 years and hated it. Michigan Wilderness Forest there is best. So you bring up a really good point. So I had a buddy of mine I hung out with a couple weeks ago who's lived in Denver for the last 9 years. And when he came here and he's from here, and he was like, man, everything's just so green here.
Yeah.
And like everything.
Denver is just Denver
and
itself,
Reno.
Yeah.
Everything in the West is so dry. And it's like you're whenever I'm out in the West after like a week or two, I get the bloody nose from the like my mucous membranes drying out. I don't know if you get that too. Everything's just so dry out there. I mean, it's awesome. You get the mountains, it's incredible, but there is like a lushness here that you can't beat. I don't know. It's different. It's different.
Man, I love the comments. I knew the Illinois backpacking defense crew would come in with the Shawnee National Forest. They always come in with the Shawnee National Forest.
Is Shawnee National Forest cool? We should go there.
I don't know.
That's JK says mini chainsaw for the win. Dude, do you have that mini chainsaw, John? There's like $100 one on Amazon that I'm gonna buy. Cause God, you gotta spend like 5 hours processing wood for that hot tent, man.
You go through wood so quickly in that thing too.
Well, it's like you're not necessarily putting huge pieces of wood in there.
No, just like constantly.
Yeah, so you're just constantly feeding.
Man, I know the last time we used
Devin
that
says the Twin Peak
Oh.
might be better for 3 people. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
the
know.
2 poles.
Yeah.
And it goes like it's like kind of a
And then
rectangle.
you have like the things laid out.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, but the thing about like the teepee styles, like you can all be like around the stove.
You might be able to do that in that one.
No, because the stove's at one end.
Mega horn is huge. Yeah, we're talking like a mile or 2 with it, right? I mean, would you carry a 10-pound tent?
If you guys carried everything else.
I mean, obviously we would.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do it for a night.
For sure.
I mean, on these hot tent trips, we're hiking less than 5 miles easily.
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah, the mega horn is huge. Carrying that in your pack would be ridiculous. It's going to be funny if you do it. All right. Now, a lot of people are saying bring the polk. And we
don't have enough snow for a polk.
Well,
here.
I mean, when we've gone hot tenting, there's been plenty of snow.
Yeah, actually, yeah, but not enough to need a polk.
No, but like if you have a 10-pound tent, I think that's where a polk.
I remember
starts to make
I
sense.
remember our last hot tent trip at Mohican. We were like, man, I can't wait for warmer weather when we don't have to hot tent
Dude,
anymore.
it's the grass is always greener, man.
Yeah.
I go through that like in my life a lot, where you're set in something and life is good, and you're like, just it'd be nice to do X, but it's a concept of human nature. Like the grass is always greener, you know. Because like I hate having my face be super cold and sleeping and waking up. And the worst in the winter is when you wake up and you got to get out of that sleeping bag, make coffee. Like when I woke up yesterday morning, it was 60 degrees. I slept without a shirt on, which is like I haven't done backpacking in like a year. Like it was really nice. I don't know. All right, here we go. Going through these. John, you, Jeremiah, ever do live streams? I don't know if that's a joke or not.
No, I said live streams start back up in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, you guys haven't done one in a while. Three Sisters. Okay. Oh, comments. So many. You want Lush, head to Pacific Northwest? Yeah, I know, right? With all the rain.
I just watched from July there. I think it was from July when Tim and Karate Josh, a few others, went to
I haven't watched that
Seattle
yet.
area.
Where'd they go?
They went to Three Sisters area.
Oh, they did Three Sisters. Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't do the actual like stereotypical Three Sisters stuff. It was.
I'm to the point where the Illinois crew is in here.
Yeah.
You know what their defense is? They're gonna shit on Oklahoma or Kansas.
That's a fair defense. That's a fair defense. We didn't.
It's like, yeah, Indiana, you guys suck. No, Illinois sucks. No, Oklahoma and Kansas suck.
At least Kansas has barbecue.
Kansas does have good barbecue. Oh, that's funny. MacGyver's probably out there getting pissed off. He lives in Oklahoma. There actually is some stuff in Texas too. There's like some cool stuff. Here we go. SA from North Carolina. I really want to go to Land Between the Lakes in Kentucky. That's Western Kentucky, so it's like way further from us, but I really want to go there. New York is a good state. Yes, absolutely. New York has really good stuff. JK, I've looked at those chainsaws. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys can see this. I got the sick axe, and the axe is awesome, but I gotta think an electric chainsaw. Now you can't split with it. I mean, why can't you split with the chainsaw?
No. Here's what you do: you take the chainsaw instead of the actual handsaw, which makes
you're not gaining. You're. I mean, we're throwing a 10-pound tent into the mix. But the setup is getting real heavy.
But think about the time savings: not having the handsaw and just having the chainsaw. It's just like zip, 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 zip.
See, here's the thing. Here's the concept here. If we get a bigger tent, we're taking a third person all the time. With a third person pack mule, we can take in more weight.
And we can process wood faster.
So I don't know.
And so like
we're getting the chainsaw.
And like
it's $100.
Yeah. And you watch a lot of other people's hot tent videos where like they collect the wood and then they start it like right before they go to bed. That's not us.
No, you can't do that. We can't do that.
We started immediately.
No, we found we need to build up like a 2 or 3 hour long get to a bed of coals situation before we can start throwing like really big logs on there. So like and in the winter we go to bed at like 8. So like we need to start the stove at like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And it takes at least an hour or two to get wood to that point.
There is a learning curve on those stoves.
Yeah, but it's cool. I am excited to hot tent. But like we basically have to start processing wood by like 2 or 3 p.m. to get to the point where we can start it at like 4. And what we like to do, which I think most hot tenters do, is we like to process all of the wood first. Yes. Like we like to get all the processing out of the way, fire up the tent, and just hang out in there. Because then it's getting dark, it's getting really cold. Some people will like just keep processing wood. We like to get it all out of the way, and it's a 2 or 3 hour task generally. If you need to run that stove for like 12 hours, 18 hours, you need several hours of processing wood. And if you have 3 people on a chainsaw, we're good to go. All right, here we go. Oh God, a lot of comments. I've been looking at a ski setup for my winter trips. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, they went to Goat Rocks. I guess I was wrong. Tim Watson.
I wish we lived in Utah so that could even be feasible for us.
Yeah, wow. Three Sisters is Oregon. I was wrong.
That is true.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
They're in Washington State. Yeah, they're in Goat Rocks. My bad.
Come hike the Scottish Highlands.
Hell yeah.
Tell you, man, woman, person, Kit G, I would love it. If you live out there, let's make it happen.
No berserking moose.
We've been to England. Andy and I have been to England.
I've been to Scotland before.
We've both been to Scotland. We've never been to the Scottish Highland area. It looks gorgeous.
What do they call that? Is it?
I think it's the Scottish Highlands.
We would definitely need to go to like the Isles and do like some
Do
distilleries.
the Lagavulin or what?
Yeah, just be like, oh, this is awful. This is gross.
That area, you know, I was doing a lot of thinking about, you know, backpacking outside of the U.S. because of UTMB last week and the Mount Blanc area and the trail to Mount Blanc, you know, big backpacking circuit in France. But there's a lot of beautiful stuff in Great Britain, and it would be really cool to do that. Great hiking, and a bonus: no moose, no bears, no venomous snakes, or long water carries. What are the cons? Is it super windy?
Wet. It's all wet. It's windy.
No hammocks, right?
No hammocks.
No hammocks. It's super windy, right?
Yeah, I think it's wet.
Like peaty, boggy.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never been there.
That sounds great, Kit. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Cocktail of the night: Angels Envy Rye Sazerac.
Sean, the
Sean
Angels
is
Envy Rye Sazerac.
Sazerac?
I've had the Angels Envy Rye, and it's incredible.
But Sazerac, that's not Sazerac, is it?
I don't know.
Because I have Sazerac rye, and it's also awesome. Not near. I mean, Angels Envy Rye is so good.
Angels Envy Rye.
Yeah,
I thought you could get it everywhere. It's actually pretty hard to find.
This is a PSA. If you all are looking for like a really really nice bottle of
it's $100
whiskey, it's $100.
Well, no. The cheapest you'll find it is $100.
Yeah, it's like 88, 89.
Oh, is that what the MSRP
yeah,
is?
but with tax, you're $100.
It's the best. Even my wife, who hates bourbon, was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good."
It's a rye, not a bourbon.
It's a bourbon.
No, it's a rye.
It's not technically a bourbon?
No.
Really?
Bourbon is corn, rye is rye.
So what is it? A whiskey?
Yeah, it's rye whiskey.
It's rye. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's rye. And it's worth every, like if you just want to have a nice bottle of something to impress people.
It's a cool looking bottle.
And it's delicious.
All right. Stone Wolf made a great breakdown of why bucksaw way lighter. So it's good in the woods. No, it's good in the woods. Yeah, it's good in the woods. Justin uses a bucksaw.
Mm-hmm. He made his own.
He made his own bucksaw and he used a K-bar to split it. So bucksaw K-bar, that would be lighter than our setup for sure.
But more work.
What? What do you mean more work?
Like a bucksaw versus a chainsaw?
Oh, I thought you were comparing a bucksaw to like our Silky.
Oh.
Devin. Yeah, processing wood is part of passing time when there's nothing to do.
That's actually a valuable point.
Yeah, it is very true. There's nothing else to do there. I have never hot tented by myself though.
That would be so much work.
So we always have multiple people, and like when him and I went, it was like what 2 hours?
2 hours
of processing wood.
Well,
for the night.
No, it was 2 hours from setup to getting into the hot tent.
Even if the chainsaw was manageable, I wouldn't do it because I get bored. That's funny. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. See, the problem is that we don't have any problems getting into the hot tent and hanging out and cooking and stuff.
No. Well, yeah, we got no problem going to the hot tent at like 5 p.m. Sealing up the door. See you in the morning.
Yeah.
We like watch TV on the phone. Have the speaker. We're like grilling out on the stove.
I guess
we have a beer cooler outside.
I was thinking the other day, like we need to build like a natural smoker and get to like a hot tent campsite really freaking early, and maybe bring some like smoke something and like a natural.
We could like rig up a piece of meat from a tree that hangs right above the stovepipe.
Get
just like a pork shoulder.
What about a rotisserie?
Just, like, dripping on the thing.
What about like a rotisserie?
No, here's what we could do. We couldn't be in there with it, but we could just take the lid off of the stove and just smoke the inside of the tent and just like lay like jerky in there or something. I don't know. Just like, I know you die from smoke inhalation. All right. Most frightening thing you've come across on trail here?
People.
Yeah, seriously. Definitely.
Yeah.
Arcana cutting wood helps you warm. It definitely does.
For
it
sure.
really does.
Also,
that is one thing in the winter.
Yeah.
You gotta start shedding layers after you 20 minutes. After like 20 minutes of wood processing, you're ripping stuff off. Ginger says, hunters, I've been shot at a lot. I see hunters a lot backpacking. Never been shot at. Don't hit it.
On Cape G, going back to Scotland. Cape Wrath Trail is great. The Scotch is even better.
Okay. You do what do you not? You always rip on Scotch because it's too peaty.
No, smoky Scotch. I can't. It tastes
It just tastes a little earthy.
No, it doesn't taste. It tastes more than it tastes.
I kind of
like
like the smoky stuff.
It tastes like smoked
like
leather.
a little campfire in your mouth.
No, it's more than that.
It burns.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't burn. It's just. I'm not there. Maybe I'll be there one day.
Yeah, Ginger, in Ohio, when we go backpacking during certain times of the year, we have to wear orange.
Yep.
It's a regulation, and it's just Ohio is a big hunting state. So yeah, there are certain times of the fall we have to wear orange, at least an orange hat or something. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just scanning through. There's a lot of comments. Yeah, Lucas. Yeah, we have to wear. Yeah, he's just saying we have to wear orange. At least during for sure during deer season here.
Yeah, if you're in like depends on where you go, and what the hunting regulations are around you.
Yeah, Devin, we're gonna make Utah happen. I know I say it every year. We were very close last year, and then the whole COVID thing. We're gonna make it happen. I swear, we'll make it happen.
Poncho can make a great smoker. Stone Wolf Outdoors.
Ooh. We could just set up. I watched a bushcraft guy do it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like a natural smoker, like a small fire.
Yeah, and you just set like a little tri-frame thing and just suspend. Like, what are you smoking? You smoking a pork shoulder?
No, that would take
so long. You have to do like jerky or something.
Need something really thin.
Yeah,
cut.
jerky.
What about like pieces of bacon?
We're just gonna turn into jerky.
Smoke some Gouda. Cold smoke.
You know what has been making its rounds on the barbecue Instagram, which I'm super tempted? Smoked cream cheese.
I saw that. I saw that you commented on some of that.
Yeah. It's like all the rage now, and you rub it and everything and smoke it and you make a dip out of it. I'm like, that does look pretty good.
Yeah.
We're like just on a quest to find the most unhealthy things to smoke. We got cheese. Now we got to go cream cheese.
I was thinking the other day too, you need to do another like ham. That was fantastic.
Dude, my wife for Labor Day wanted me to do a ham. And at the time she wanted me to do the ham, you got to cure it for like 5 days before you smoke it. And we were past that point. And then I was like, yeah, nothing spells Labor Day like a ham.
It doesn't matter. That stuff is so good.
Yeah, but like of any holiday, like Christmas, Easter, maybe even Memorial Day, I'll buy a ham. But Labor Day, no one's smoking hams on Labor Day. What is the food of Labor Day? It's a barbecue holiday, but
it's like brats.
It's like brats and burgers. I'm like, yeah, man, nothing sounds like Labor Day like a nice cured ham.
Clarification: 2 ounce. So Sean MC says 2 ounce Angel's Envy Rye as a Sazerac cocktail, which is
with an absinthe rinse bitters. What's Peychaud? What is that?
Angostura. I know what Angostura is.
What's Peychaud?
I don't know. If you go, I'll hook you up. Sounds like a fancy cocktail.
What's Peychaud? Peychaud's it's a type of bitters.
Oh, so a few different types of bitters.
Yeah,
it's almost like
I'll tell you, man. I have the last few months I've been more into cocktails.
You like my old fashions, don't you?
I like cocktails. Yeah, I like your old fashions. Manhattan and old fashioned are like the same to me. I know they're different. Old fashioned's more of the orange, right?
Not necessarily. It does have like a little bit. I make mine with a lot of citrus in it, but a traditional one only has like a garnish of a little bit of citrus.
But what's a Manhattan then?
I think of Manhattan uses Google it. I think it's vermouth.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't need to Google it. You're right. A lot of talking about smoking in here. Okay. Smoking fish, smoking feta. Ooh, I've never smoked cheese.
Okay, Ginger says smoked feta with tomatoes. Okay, that was like not smoked feta, but that was that TikTok trend.
That was the feta pasta.
Yeah,
which I made.
I made too. It's disgusting.
I thought it was pretty good.
No, it was too sweet. The tomatoes were too sweet.
What kind of tomatoes did you use?
You used the cherry tomatoes.
You think cherry tomatoes are too sweet?
Yeah, the whole thing was too sweet.
Did you put sugar in it?
No. We did it.
The only thing adding to the sweetness was
olive oil,
the tomatoes, and you thought it was too sweet?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Both Alex and I agreed it was not that great.
You're buying some jacked up tomatoes then.
No.
I mean, you eat cherry tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
When you eat a cherry tomato, do you think that tastes too sweet?
No, it was definitely too sweet in that.
So then why would a pasta with cherry tomatoes and it taste any sweeter?
I don't know. It was way too sweet.
Were you buying sugary pasta?
Yes, I was buying pasta with sugar.
I'm just saying it makes no sense. Cherry tomatoes aren't sweet.
You know, flavors can change when you cook them. Did you know that?
I mean, they won't change to be sugary.
Yeah, some will.
I don't know. I just think maybe you're cooking and you just like knocked over the table sugar. And
I don't even have table sugar.
I know. Oh man.
But hey, funny story about that. It took my wife a few different places to find feta because that TikTok trend was blowing up and everybody was doing that.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. We did it. It was super cheap. It's like what pasta, feta, cherry tomatoes, olive oil, and you just bake it. I thought it was pretty good. I will tell you what, man. And my wife was a skeptic. We are team air fryer. The air fryer is a fantastic, and you especially would like it because you cook healthy a lot. It is way easier than skillet. Way easier.
Takes longer though, doesn't it?
No, it does not. It takes quicker than an oven.
I've never used one, so I mean,
like, you know, all those times you're like skilleting vegetables and chicken.
An air fryer too, by the way, is just a convection.
Yeah, I know it's a convection oven, but it cooks a lot faster because it's close to the heating element. I'm aware it's a much more convenient, faster convection oven. So think of it like that. And you're like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Like, don't you like skillet vegetables and a lean protein a lot?
Every day.
Yeah. So all you do is you put it in the air fryer, put some seasoning on it, stick it in there, hit a button, and walk away.
How long does it take?
5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And you know, and the cleanup's easy. I'm telling you, I've been impressed.
And then you have one?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had one.
I got one for my birthday from my wife.
Is it the Ninja one?
Of course it's the Ninja one.
Yes.
It's the only one you get. And if you want to use it for like fatty stuff, like fries or like burgers, it's great for that stuff.
I was watching this one YouTube channel where this lady, her whole channel is about the carnivore diet, and everything is done in the air fryer. And
Yeah,
she leaves
for meat.
And she leaves the fat in there and everything.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
She's just cooking it?
I think so. I don't think she cleans it out very often.
Oh, Grateful Trekker, you just asked a question that my dad, who is in the chat, is going to love.
What's
Do
the
you
question?
guys mushroom forage?
No.
So Grateful Trekker, the last 2 years, I've gone morel hunting and have been quite successful. So yeah, and our dad is in the chat. He gets them on his property. We pick them. It gotta be honest with you, they taste just like mushrooms. I don't know what the hype is. I mean, they taste like good mushrooms. They're not bad. Big Mike Hikes, air fryer and Instapot. Yeah, man, we have an Instapot too. I love it. We're all for it. It just makes things so much easier. You don't have an Instapot either.
Is the Instapot the pressure cooker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need that.
But once again, if you're just cooking vegetables and a lean protein and seasoning, just dump them in the Instapot, hit a button, walk away. You know, like with the skillet, you're there, you're tending it a little bit.
I mean, it takes, okay, so like.
It's going to take longer. It's going to use more energy.
Okay.
It's probably more to clean with the skillet.
A nonstick skillet, you just wipe it out.
You don't have to soap it.
No.
But you got to clean the utensil you tended it with.
Correct.
I'm just saying it's less cleaning.
Let me tell you what my meals are in a skillet.
I'm sure I know it. It's super healthy.
Yeah, a little bit of olive oil, a bunch of different vegetables, a lean protein, and then a few eggs.
Yeah, eggs in the air fryer might be a little dicey.
Hey,
but people hard-boil in the air fryer.
Yeah, I'm not denying that an air fryer is cool. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it's more efficient than it. Maybe on energy, maybe. I don't really care.
All right, sorry, Tony, our buddy Tony from California, who we've talked to many times, gave us some recommendations for non-TRT West hiking. I'm copying and pasting them, Tony, because I am interested in TRT alternates in a few weeks. So I'm just saving that. Mineral King or Kings Canyon. I'm assuming those are in California. Just gonna take a note of that. Appreciate the shout out. I'm pretty sure the TRT is still going to be shut in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here we go. All right.
Air fried chicken wings. Arcana says that. I do want to do that. That looks awesome.
Yeah, Arcana, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I've only had the air fryer for like 2 weeks.
No, I agree. That looks good.
And they do look really good. I want to see a shill shrooming camp. Hey man, Johnny, we've gone shrooming a few times, been successful, and I'll tell you, there's nothing like the high of seeing a morel. Like, oh, I got it, and you pick it. You know,
I've never
because they're kind of hard to see. But you know, it's kind of like a fun thing. Like you're scanning the ground, and you see, you're like, oh man, there it is. All right. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, Arcana. That's kind of by you, Mineral King. Okay. Koros? I'm just say call you Koros.
Teton.
We've been to
Rim Trail.
Teton National Park.
Yeah,
I've not been on the Teton Rim Trail.
I didn't know they had one.
I didn't know they did either. All right, everybody. I think it's time. Anything else?
No.
You want to keep going?
No. Hour 20. We're good.
You're on a time crunch here.
I gotta get some sleep.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
All right, everybody. This has been fun. This went places I didn't think it would go.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what the podcast is about. We will be back next week.
Yeah,
we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
We'll have a topic or a guest or something. We like throwing in these ones where there's just no preset category.
Yeah.
Kind of see where the show takes us. Up Trail just joined. Sorry, man. We're ending it.
Bob.
Sorry, Bob. We're ending this. All right, everybody. Stay safe out there. Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening
And listening to us rant about air fryers.
No, this has been a good one. Good participation from the comments. Thanks for being here. We'll be back next weekend. I don't know what day. Friday? Probably Friday.
Friday or Saturday. Yeah.
Friday or Saturday.
Fridays are better.
Go Buckeyes.
Yeah,
Just gotta say that out. I know
Minnesota.
JK's here.
Yeah.
Go Buckeyes. Great. Good opener. You know, little some weak points, but we won. And we got College Game Day here next weekend. Go Buckeyes. Beat Oregon. And I think that's it, everybody. Now you gotta awkwardly watch me get up and go end the stream.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.